Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today's reading, what demon loves you? Okay, we have three piles to select from, three groups to select from. We have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. Group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So, those are our three groups, and I'll see you in the reading. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. So, what demon loves you? Are you ready for the grand reveal? We have Moloch. Alright, so, why does he love you? Why does he love you? He gives the fire element. Mantis beings. Pleiadians. And vegans. Okay, so there's like a passion between both parties. Both you guys are very passionate about each other. And maybe even just passionate about, like, you know, your magic, your craft, spell work. You guys obviously share, I guess, some type of magic. Maybe it's like you guys practice similarly. And maybe your practice incorporates a lot of your inner child. And in a sense, your practice is most certainly like freeing. It's something that is constantly evolving and changing. And that is something that he also enjoys about your presence. You are constantly changing and evolving, just willing to move on to the next level of your life, but also just constantly changing and evolving yourself as a person, you know? So you're really open to like exploring different ways of performing magic and bringing forth, you know, results from your manifestations. And with the Mantis Beings card, it's also like he is watching you consistently. And perhaps he just has a presence in your life that he's highlighting here. With the vegans, it's like you can't really be controlled. You just go about life in your own way. And you don't really submit to any type of, like, you know, expectations that society has put in place. You just go at your own time, go at your own pace, and live life the way that you feel called to live it. And you're also just a very, like, peaceful person. You don't really seem to, like, I guess, like, you don't try to cause conflict or drama with other people, because you are simply focused on uplifting yourself and just getting yourself to the next level. So, and there's just like the love that he is highlighting here is unconditional love. It's a love that has like existed over, you know, several lives. And maybe even with like the butterflies card, it's like maybe some of the signs that he sends are through like butterflies, or can be found out in nature. Especially with like the greenery, I'm seeing the Vegans Pleiadians card. Like, perhaps like a lot of the signs and synchronicities that you can find from him are out in, you know, the wilderness, out in the wild. But he really enjoys how you're passionate about your craft and you're willing to change and evolve with it and get very creative with it. And You guys also just share a very close connection. The Pleiadians card highlights laughter, so maybe it's also like you're very funny, you're a very outgoing person, and you just have a very like what am I trying to say? Your laughter is contagious. And it's not like you take things so seriously. You are really, you can adapt and evolve very easily. But yeah, you just have like this very intense passion about your craft and dedication to it. So, when I say like you aren't like extremely serious, it's like you're not hard on yourself. You are constantly experimenting and you understand that. So that's what he loves about you. Oh my gosh. What? I low-key forgot the second set of cards. Like, what was the topic? What did I pull? I forgot. Was it the relationship? Okay, yes, it was. Okay, sorry. I forgot because like I pulled these cards this morning. All right. What is you guys' relationship? Okay, he gives Tiger. The seer or the seer? The spring. And elephant. Okay. So, with the tiger energy, you are confident in your position with him. Perhaps it's like, if you haven't considered a partnership with him yet, but you feel called to, you should. Because never once will you have to like doubt yourself within this partnership. You guys are both on equal grounds. And it does require some type of confidence, in a sense, to work alongside these demonic energies, especially with the way that our society views the darkness and the shadow and even Satanism. So you do have to be confident, and I feel like throughout the past lives that you've lived, you were very confident in your own craft and your ability to incorporate both light and dark into your magic. Possibly because you've been a psychic, you've been in tune with the spiritual world for many lives. And maybe even in this lifetime, it's like you just have the visions. You have this map set out for you that you can see, and only you can see, that is leading you exactly where you need to go. And, this partnership between you and Moloch is something that is obviously meant to happen, as your map, your spiritual map has shown you. This is something that is meant to happen. So you guys' relationship also has a lot of insight. Perhaps he can make you see things that you have not seen before. And a lot of those things are about like in regards to spirituality, especially with the like serpents, the snakes here. A lot of the things that he can make you see is in regards to like your spirituality and, the past lives and the magic that you have carried throughout your blood in every single lifetime that you've lived. The bloodline magic. So he can make you also just see from like a different perspective and show you different ways to practice your craft. And he brings about confidence in your abilities. He also brings about healing. The relationship between both parties, there's a lot of healing that is highlighted here with the spring energy. It's also a relationship where you do not have to feel like afraid. It is something that is flowing. And I feel like there's just a constant evolution with your relationship that makes it very fun. And yeah, I just feel like you've always been very open to his energy throughout the lives that you've lived. And so if you haven't considered being with him, then maybe you should be open to the energy now. because there's a lot of insight and spiritual knowledge that you will see if you decide to partner with him. And if you already are, you already know that you've seen so many things that you haven't seen before in regards to your spirituality. You've had a lot of awakenings and enlightenment on your path and why you're here as a soul, and you've been able to tap into some of the gifts that needed more help being tapped into. And with the elephant, it's like there's emphasis on family, so it's like perhaps it's like he's just like a bloodline spirit, because that is a real thing. There's some spirits that are a part of our bloodlines that have just followed our families for many lives, as long as it has lived. And okay, well, I felt called to say this, but sometimes these spirits can become, bloodline spirits through the offering of blood. And obviously, with blood being sacred, blood is like the gateway to the whole entire like lineage, like you do realize. So perhaps in a past life, that is something that happened. And because I'm mentioning it, it probably did. So like, I feel like he has had some type of like impact on your bloodline. So it's just the relationship is natural. And maybe it was you in one of the past lives that gave the blood, but we will never know, will we? But overall, like, this relationship is something that really encourages mainly healing and just spiritual insight. There's protection that comes from him with the elephant card, and care. And so, what message does he have for you? He gives you the Four of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and he gives you the Knight of Pentacles. Here, let me readjust these cards. Okay, so you guys have been feeling, perhaps you've been in a period where you've gone through a lot of like, just like struggle, and it's put you in a position where you're just like tired, you're exhausted, you just feel this like, I guess you're just like sitting, resting with the Four of Cups. You don't feel like moving. It's like that feeling where your like eyes are heavy and you're trying to stay awake and you're trying to pay attention. And you're just like, I can't. Like, I just want to rest. I just want to let my body go to the astral plane. And that's just kind of what state you're in, because you went through some struggles, and perhaps it's like you feel like you're a little bit alone, especially with the Five of Pentacles. You just feel like you've gone through a lot of this stuff alone. And you're ready to just tap out. That's what I'm getting. And when you're in this tap out energy, you can't really like gain the spiritual insight that is being given. Because right now there's a lot of like, signs, synchronicities, and messages that are being given, guidance on how to surpass this feeling and move forward. There's obviously some positivity that's on the horizon with the Nine of Cups. But you guys are just like in this like state of like resting and just tiredness and exhaustion. And you just don't feel like moving forward. You've just felt very isolated during this journey. But I feel like there's like this renewal energy. There's this like rebirth that's coming. And you're going to start seeing the signs. You're going to start seeing the answers to, on how to get out of this state of being. Because see, the spring and the seer here, the spring and the seer card that, you know, have popped up right here, like, it's clear that he is here to help heal and give insight, and that is what he's doing right now. He is showing you the way to get from this slump and, you know, get to that next level that you feel you cannot reach. And I feel like what he's really trying to say is that, like, I feel like what he's really trying to do is encourage you to move forward. He's saying that any dreams you have are possible. Anything is possible. And you have to put the work towards it. You have to start somewhere. Because once you start, you know, chasing after your dreams and going after your divine purpose, you will see that things start working out for you. Perhaps maybe the reason why you've been in this like slump period or you've been feeling isolated is because you've been kind of going off course. And it's okay because we all go off course every now and then. But he's like, it's time to get back on course. It's time to get aligned with your spiritual mission and listen to your heart. You've been trying to do things the way that others want you to do, or you've been trying to just like survive, and you're never thinking about your divine reason of being here. He says, once you start doing that, you know, you'll start feeling very satisfied and pleased with your life. You'll start regaining inspiration, happiness, and you'll feel less alone because you'll be able to hear the signs and synchronicities coming from your spirit guides. And yeah, he's saying to, you know, put the work into your dreams and start somewhere. Let's add some context with the Mystic Martian Oracle because I don't have my tarot deck nearby. What other messages does Moloch have for group number 1? What other messages does Moloch have for group number 1? What messages does Moloch have? Okay. Okay, he gives Andromedans. Third eye. Yeah, so he says you can manifest whatever you want. You can live the exact life that you desire to live. It is completely possible. If you can envision it, then it is something that is most certainly real for you. But perhaps you just feel like it isn't. That it isn't a possibility, that it's just so far out there. That it's something that just isn't possible. You lack confidence in yourself. You lack, even though you're extremely passionate about your craft, you're losing that fire. He says reconnect to that like fire, that flame that's within you. Because this period has like really like, you know, it's really, you know, plowed you over. And you've just like lost that connection to your flame. So he's saying to be confident in yourself, to be confident in your magic, to be confident that you can manifest whatever you want. Because if you can envision it, it is something that is possible. Anything is possible in this world. And perhaps he's like, maybe you are bringing forth some of the things that you desire, but you'll stop it from coming into like full fruition when you start doubting its possibilities. So he just says, have hope. Have hope that you can bring forth whatever it is that you want in this world, because it is possible. So that is the message from Moloch, and he loves you very, very much. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this reading, definitely feel free to subscribe. You like this video, comment down below if it resonated. And you can donate to my Throne Wishlist, or now book a personal reading with me through Google Forms. Because I'm working the Etsy right now, so yes, you can have a personal reading with the Mars King and ask whatever question you desire. Well, not whatever question you desire, because I do have guidelines, but you can almost ask any question that you desire and have a personal one-on-one reading with me, right? Right? Okay. So if you're interested in that, wow, check it out. Check it out. Link in the description below. I love you guys so much. Take care and goodbye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. So, what demon loves you? Let's see it. Can you guess? Can you guess what demon loves you? We have Decoravia. All right, Decoravia. So, why does he love you? Why does he love you so much? He's like, no, I'm playing. All right, he gives you Kenmu, rest and repose. Okay, so obviously you guys have some type of nocturnal relationship. Kentu Keru, authority and power. Okay, can I get this off the card? Seshmu, spiritual struggles. Ineptus, security. Okay, so it seems like you guys have met each other through the spiritual journey, whether that be in this life or in a past life. And he honors the power that you have. He loves you for your power and your emperor-like energy. Like, you're very confident in yourself. You're very strong and assertive. And you can create whatever reality you desire because you believe that the world bends to your will. And so you have a lot of strength over yourself and confidence. And you aren't afraid to stand up for what is right and what you believe in. Especially with the, authority and power card that is currently here in this reading. And you are not afraid to stand up. You're not afraid to illuminate your spirituality for other people to see and honor, even if it's something that something that you found on the left-hand path, or spirituality, or spiritual way of thinking that is left-handed in nature. You are unafraid to boast about it because it is something that you honor about yourself. And perhaps, like, you guys have a very strong communication at night. I said at the beginning of the reading, you guys communicate strongly at night. Like, there are dreams that are being sent to you when you are resting by him. And perhaps maybe that's why some of you guys struggle with sleep. Or maybe it's just like you guys both really do resonate with the darkness. I mean, obviously because he's a demon, but like, you guys both have this just strong resonance with the darkness. And that's what he loves about you. Because obviously he is a being of the darkness. And he loves that you are unafraid to have a relationship with him. Or just unafraid to, have a relationship with demons, generally speaking. Or you're just open-minded to the shadow. And that's what he loves about you. And yeah, I do believe that you guys have met during the spiritual journey. And maybe this is just where you guys meet, if you haven't once before. He also, there's an energy of protection around you with the card of security. Like he is protecting you. And he also, maybe the card of security also represents, it also represents like maybe self-security. You're very confident in yourself. Financial security too. You attract a lot of like prosperity and abundance. But mainly with that card, I'm just getting like he is protecting you. And you do not have to be afraid of him. Although I don't believe you guys would even be afraid of him anyways, you know. With the energy that is currently presenting itself in this reading, you're confident about anything. You can adapt to any spirituality that's calling to you, right? So I don't think you'd be afraid of him. But yeah, he's protecting you. And yes, he loves your confidence and your just willpower to do whatever. So that's what he loves about you. All right. What is the relationship between you guys? You guys are friends. Okay, we have evolution. Courage. And paradise. Okay. So obviously with the friends card, you guys have a friendship, a positive relationship with each other. He considers that you guys are friends, and perhaps maybe you do too, if you already work with him. But if not, it would be a great time to pursue this friendship with him. And perhaps there's been like this just like major evolution throughout the lifetimes you've lived alongside him. Maybe that's what he highlights with the evolution card. Maybe you guys' relationship calls for evolution. Like together you guys both evolve, and he helps you evolve your craft and your knowledge. And obviously with the courage card, like there's a confidence that both parties have with each other. Like he can rely on you, you can rely on him. He knows that you will be able to deliver offerings, and you know that he will deliver his promises back. You know, there's like security within the relationship with each other. It is very easy flowing. There's never really any type of conflict or like struggles, like fears. I know the card says spiritual struggles, but I think that the card is mainly highlighting the spiritual journey, like the evolution. See? Evolution, it's highlighting the evolution that you guys have had on the path together. That's what the spiritual struggles card is meaning. So, you know, he honors your courage that you have to be able to face the darkness, and that reflects in you guys' relationship. There's a confidence that both of you guys will deliver on your promises. And obviously you guys like care for each other. You can go to him for anything that is on your mind. And there's just like true peace that has always been within like the relationship, especially with the paradise card. Like I feel like for all the lifetimes that you guys have lived together, there's always been like this like true bliss. And there's never really been like any type of like fear or struggle. So there's that. Okay. And what message does he have for you? He gives you a DT, expand your consciousness, Hathor, soul family, Baba Yaga, patience, and Hecate, past life healing. Okay. All right, so he's like, right now you're learning more about perhaps the origins of your spirituality. You're learning more about like the origins of your craft, and you're starting to incorporate that bloodline magic into your modern day practice. He highlights that there's so many possibilities right now for you, and that you need to look at like the bigger picture. Some of you guys might feel impatient with something not moving, but there's like a revelation that is coming. Like maybe with a patience card, it's like you guys have this certain plan in regards to your life, and it is possible and it will happen as it always does. But it's like, first there needs to be some type of like spiritual awakening or expansion before you can reach this next level. And it probably has to do with like your family, the origins of your blood. And it's time to tap into like that magic that has been here since the beginning of time. And maybe also learn about like the traditions that have led up to where you're at now, because perhaps you can incorporate some of the traditions into your magic, but also like put your own like spin, your own take on it. And he also says that like he's a part of your soul family, and he is here to help you really evolve your magic and learn new things that you have not discovered in your spiritual journey. And he says that the spiritual path that you're taking, it will require some type of patience. It is a long journey, and there are new things that will be revealing itself to you. And a lot of it has to do with like the lives that you lived before, especially if we're highlighting family. He says, you know, like there's going to be a little bit of some turbulence in evolution, because obviously with evolution we get the tower. But it's not something that you can't handle, as you are confident with any like struggles that are thrown your way. And he says like within the relationship that you guys both have together, there will always be a stability that you can fall back on and rely on. You know, security that will never go away. So he's like, at this current point in time, there's a lot that's going to be revealed about like your bloodline magic, and there's going to be an awakening, and there's going to be expansion of how you practice, and you have to be open to that. And you have to be patient, and you know, if you're really expecting something to happen at this current point in time with your life and it just isn't moving, it isn't working, it's because this awakening has to happen first before it can come in. Right? Because you got to get to that next level, right? You can't just like jump. You can't just cheat the system, right? So that's what he's saying. Gosh, I don't have my deck nearby. I was going to add. Here, wait, let me go get it. Okay, I had to get my deck. Okay, I'm going to ask him to add some more context or give any other messages that he has. What other messages does Deck Arabia have for group 2? What other messages does Deck Arabia have for group number 2? Okay, so he gives you Mary Magdalene, Sacred Marriage, Mermaid of Lemuria, Joy, Pele, Light Your Fire, and Artemis, Brave Spirit. Okay, so perhaps there's also, perhaps within this new path, this new way of practicing, this spiritual awakening, let's just say it, what it is, it's a spiritual awakening. With this spiritual awakening, it also opens the door to the opportunity to meet a twin flame if you haven't already. Maybe it's also like, in a sense, like you guys have some type of like marriage, in parentheses, you have like some type of marriage together. Like there's a contract between both parties. And that's what keeps your partnership close. Maybe that's what's highlighting, which is interesting. So, but I do feel like it's mainly really just talking about like a twin flame coming in within this awakening. And he highlights like there's a lot of like exciting experiences that are also coming your way with this evolution. Like there's so many new experiences awaiting for you in this life. And he really just encourages you to be, he really encourages you to just keep moving forward, even with any type of delays when it comes down to how you really desire your life to be, because there's just so many great things that you may not have expected to happen, but will happen when you are aligned with the path that is meant for you, which is the path that obviously involves this second or third or, whatever awakening, it involves this new awakening. And he says to face, your everyday life with bravery, with confidence, with the strength that you already possess. And move forward, unafraid, to conquer what is next for yourself. And yeah, he really just emphasizes putting also the master power of love as a major energy in your practice. So I believe that is a message from Decarabia. He loves you very much, obviously. If he is willing to come here and give this message. So if you resonated, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment. And donate me a deck through my throne wish list. I love receiving donations from you guys. It really helps this channel. And if not that, you can also now book a personal reading with me. Yep, you can have a personal reading with me. Link below. I will soon do it on Etsy, but I gotta finish setting up my Etsy, okay? So link below, you can get a personal reading with me. And is that it? Yeah, that's about it. I love you guys. Take care and goodbye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So, what demon loves you? What demon wants to kiss you on the lips and smack that? Oh, I'm just joking. Alright, let's see. Are you ready? Could you ever guess? We have Asmodeus. We have Asmodee. Great. Okay. Why does Asmodee love you? Why does he love you? We have transition. We have strength. We have patience. And love. Okay. So, with the transition card, he emphasizes that you guys are very hopeful about anything that comes your way in your life. You seem to always have this just like passion for the future and this optimism that just can't be broken, especially with the strength card paired with the rest of the cards in this reading. Like, you're just very optimistic about your life. Maybe with the transition card, it also represents like you have a connection to maybe just like the spirit world. You can what am I trying to say? You have a connection with like the dead and the world that lives beyond you. And you can easily, transition. I guess what I'm trying to say is like you can easily communicate with this world. Because in this book it talks about like stepping between two different worlds in the meaning book of the cards here. And that really stuck out to me. It's like you guys just have the like this ability to be able to like, I guess, walk in different worlds in a sense. And you have this like care about you. You care for the other beings that are around you. You're very respectful. But also you are constantly evolving and constantly making an effort to change and develop your life and have hope that things will get better. You always can find a solution to the problems that present itself. And overall, you just have this like very optimistic energy to you that makes you enjoyable to be around and work with. And with strength, it's like you're just really unshakable when it comes down to, the challenges that may present itself. You guys are resilient, so you can constantly just like face the music and get up after, things go crazy. Like, you are just like a very unshakable force. And your power like just exudes from, your spirit. And that's what he really loves about you. You're also very like patient and understanding with other people. I also like thought of like young children, especially seeing that little girl on the card. Like, you're very understanding with people that are around you. You're willing to give people another chance because you just have like such an open heart. You have like a very open heart chakra, or sacral chakra. And you're just not someone who gets frazzled or like shaken easily. Like, you're just very fortified in your position. You guys might like group number 2. But like if you really felt called to it, yeah, it might be your group. I'm just saying some of you guys might like group number 2. But yeah, you're very patient with your circumstances and you make the most of what you have. And with like the love card, it's like I said, you guys have like a very open like heart chakra, sacral chakra. You're always attracting this very passionate love energy in your space, which is obviously something that he likes if he's literally the embodiment of lust. But anyways, you're always attracting that type of energy in your space, but you also give out love a lot. Like, also, especially through art, if we're talking about the sacral chakra, you're very artistic, and the love energy that you have, this very beautiful, like intense love energy also, is illuminated through your art. Whether that be music or like paintings or whatever it may be. It is something that he is fond of. And, love is just like a very important principle within your spirituality. I think it should be an important principle in everyone's spirituality because that is the energy of creation. But for you guys, it's just like you're very optimistic about love, generally speaking, as well. You just have an open heart, and that just creates like endless possibilities for you, right? So that's what he loves about you. So what is you guys' relationship? Okay. Friends forever. Familiar. unseen, and identity. So obviously you guys have a strong friendship together, especially if you work with him or have been working with him for a while. It's like the energy between both parties is very healthy, it's very strong, and the foundation is something that is also unshakable. Maybe he presents himself through like familiars and, you know, different animals. Maybe he presents himself through your favorite animal. So you might see like videos of this animal online or see this animal actually in person. And that's how you know he's around. But also maybe it's like you guys' relationship together encourages you to have a wild spirit. It is that both parties can be completely themselves, especially with like the identity card. And really, he is not someone that is controlling over you and how you choose to live your life. Like, he's not going to tell you, like, he's not going to try to prevent you from doing whatever it is that calls to you. He's not going to interfere with your free will. So I really do feel like all he can do is give the appropriate guidance when asked, but for the most part, he never really interferes with the decisions that you choose to make. Like, he's never going to stop them or have some type of influence over them. And, you know, whatever it is, whatever goal or whatever, I guess, idea you have for your life, he can help make it happen. It's whatever you want to do in particular. And you guys' relationship is constantly growing and reaching new levels. If you haven't worked with him before, then, you know, he's presenting what could happen. That you guys will have a relationship that is constantly growing and helping you grow as a person. That he will present himself through, you know, the familiar spirits, and that you guys will have a very strong friendship. Maybe did have a strong friendship in the lives that came before this one. And he will never like interfere with your free will or, you know, stop you from doing what it is that you feel called to do. So that's your guys' relationship. What message does he have for you? He gives you Sweet of Star Harvest, the Crone in Winter, we have Wishes, and She's 1,000 Flowers. Okay. So with Sweet of Star Harvest, he tells you that it's a great time to bring in the energy of love in your life. I mean, obviously, with that being a highlight energy, I feel like you guys always are on that vibration, but what he's trying to say is like to perhaps increase the sexual magic and spell work. Let me move it over. To increase those practices in your life, because it can bring forth desired wishes or, you know, manifestations that you are wanting to appear. So an increase in sex magic will be very powerful for your spiritual work. And with the Crone in Winter, you do not have to feel, I guess, as though it is something that, like, what he's trying to say with that is like the knowledge that you seek comes from within. But also with Sweet of Star Harvest, maybe it's also highlighting that there's a possibility for romantic experiences in your life to unfold very soon. But you have to have an open heart and be open to that possibility. Which, obviously, because you guys have an open heart chakra, shouldn't be something that you struggle with. He's just really highlighting to look out for that and consider it. But really, I feel like what he's highlighting is that the more you are in connection with your sacral chakra and your heart chakra, the more potent your manifestations are. And I do feel as though if you've put in the work towards making those manifestations a reality, they are appearing at this current point in time, especially with She's 1000 Flowers. You're in a period of prosperity and just like abundance, and you're gaining the gifts that you have desired. You're harvesting those seeds that have been planted. So he's telling you to obviously continue wishing and dreaming. And, sex magic is obviously a very powerful way to bring forth those desires. You have all the knowledge that you could ever need within to bring forth the best results. And, at this current point in time, you're already bringing forth the results that you're wanting, the desires that you're wanting, the manifestations. So, and also even just like through creating art, that's also a powerful way to continue to, give energy to your sacral chakra, your heart chakra, because that is how you express your love. So just continue expressing that beautiful, loving energy that you possess. It is something that you should obviously be very confident about, in which you guys already are, because we have the Strength card. So, yeah, I guess I should add some context. I'm gonna use the Vintage Wisdom Oracle because it's like right here. And I ain't going all the way over to my desk to go grab the other one. So I'm trying to get out the box. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Is there any other messages Asmodee has for group number 3? Is there any other messages Asmodee has for group number 3? Is there any other messages Asmodee has for group number 3? Is there any other messages? Okay, so he gives you divine timing, peace. You guys should listen to the Snow Allegra song, Peace. I used to be obsessed with that song when I was like in 8th grade. All right, kindred spirits and expression. So, he says to you that everything is happening in divine timing. Your manifestations have appeared in divine timing. You can always trust on the clock of the universe, that everything is going to work out exactly how it's supposed to in the time that it is meant to happen. The time that it's meant to happen. And with the peace card, he I guess perhaps he's saying like the more that you're in your zone of creation and the more that you're in your bubble and that you're focusing on yourself, the more prosperity and happiness you bring. Like when you are focusing on your inner peace and, expressing yourself the way that you desire to be, expressed, and when you're really focusing on what you want for yourself and the path that calls to your heart, the more great energy you will bring forth in your life, the more abundance you will bring forth in your life. And so he's saying to prioritize your peace over everyone else's, desires for you. Because all that is important is that you are at peace. And with kindred spirits, definitely I feel like it links with the Sweet of Star Harvest card, where it's like there's a possibility of a lover appearing very soon in your life. But also it could be highlighting that it is a great time to continue to work alongside Asmodee, or perhaps pursue a spell that you have been wanting to do with him involved. So I feel like that's what is being expressed here in the reading. Obviously make sure to express yourself exactly how you desire to present yourself. And I mean, I feel like you guys already do that. I do feel as though these cards are just confirming a lot of what we just went over, right, in the reading. So I believe that's it. If you enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe and hit the like button and comment down below. Wow, Mars King, you did such a great job. I love you. And, you know, if you're feeling generous, you know, feel free to donate a deck or gift through my Throne Wishlist link. And if not, if you are interested in having a personal reading with me, yes, that is now something that is available. The link is below, and, you know, I can answer the questions that come to your heart. But obviously I have guidelines, okay? I have guidelines, okay? But I can pretty much answer any question that comes to you, right? And that's about it. So thank you, Asmodeus, and thank you for watching. Take care, and goodbye.